Mayor, you know, I did want to ask about Eagle Academy. It's a wonderful day and a wonderful first day for so many families, but over 300 of our neighbors were scrambling to try to find schools.
Yeah.
Is there any way, I know DCPS stepped up to help
Absolutely.
the kids, but any way we can offer more oversight to prevent this from happening?
Let me ask the Deputy Mayor to speak to where we are with that.
Yeah, thanks so much. And I would say you are quite a few steps ahead of us right now because, as you know, 350 families lost their schools last week. We had teams from OSSI, we had teams from DCPS, we had teams from charter schools, the Public Charter School Board itself, staffing fairs at the school Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We were there again this morning. And as of now, we've enrolled, I would say, most of the families in other schools, so we're pleased about that. There are very important questions that we should be asking about oversight, and we will get to that. But right now, we're focused on supporting families.
How about that school, the building in Congress Heights? I know it's in DGS property, and what do we do? Does that go back into the inventory?
Well, again, you are a few steps ahead of us because right now what we know is that Eagle had a lease on the building, they have debt on the building, and there are complications that we have to work out. DGS is already hard at work on figuring out what the next steps are, but it's not a simple matter, and we are doing everything we can to expedite the process of understanding what we're going to do with that building.
Mayor, could you just speak in terms of a mother who was happy that your daughter was going to school and the struggle that so many families had just scrambling?
Well, we're certainly, the timing is unfortunate. If we had news like this, we would have liked to have seen it earlier so that there would be a more orderly process. But at the end of the day, I do think it's important that the Public Charter School Board is making sure that schools that we give millions of dollars to are doing what they say they're going to do with their kids. So it is, while timing unfortunate, I do want to know what happened there, and we want to make sure that kids are in a stable school with great teachers.
Mayor Bowser, can I ask you about Josh Harris's most recent comments over the weekend about the RFK Bill, the possibility of it not getting through this last lame duck session and him not wanting to wait until next year for another session of Congress to make a decision about where he's going to put the commanders?
I think that I would agree that we want, first of all, I didn't hear him say that. I heard him say that he really is in love with the city and wants the stadium to be in the city, so I didn't hear all of the remarks, so I won't speak specifically to it. But I do think that both the city and the commanders will need to make some decisions about the land in the near future.
And so what are you doing as far as on Capitol Hill to try to get this bill finally through?
I'm not going to speak to specifics, but no, it has my attention.
Have you talked to Mr. Harris recently?
Yes.
You want to tell us about that?
No. No, but in all seriousness, we stay in communication, and it is clear to a lot of people that the best site in the region is one that is centrally located, it's on Metro, it's been a stadium, and it has also just a lot of emotional attachment for players and fans.
You've got a new study commission. Do you think you could get a stadium open by 2030?
Yes, absolutely.
You mentioned oversight, Mayor. I know your office also shared you guys are doing a lot of that now to also make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to. What can you say right now about the oversight you guys are working on with ONSC and DYRS with the revelations that came out this week?
I can say that, as I said last week, that we have an internal team and that's looking at any interactions, especially any unusual interactions with the council member and our agencies. I can't say much more than that. And if we learn anything else, we will share it.
What can you say?
I know they have a lot of programs with kids. I know school is starting, so a lot of those will start back up. Are there any, what you can say, additional steps being taken just right now as preventive measures to make sure?
Yes, especially for some of the subcontracted agencies that are working with our Safe Passage and other programs, we're making sure that those entities can operate under their leadership, and so that we can continue those programs and have, if necessary, an orderly transition from them.
Have you talked to Tran White?
I haven't.
The last time you talked to Tran White?
I don't know. I can't say.
What guidance can you offer to the people of D.C. that they can trust their government leaders?
Listen, this is what I know. We have a system in place that deals with issues where people don't follow the rules. And so the council and law enforcement are proceeding with those systems. And I feel very strongly that that is the orderly way to work through any questions.
Mayor Bowser, what's the status of contract negotiations with the WT?
They are ongoing.
When can we expect a finalized contract?
When we come to terms.
And what are the terms?
I think you know that I can't talk about bargaining outside of the table.
Union reps complained that the chancellor hasn't been going to the negotiations.
I can't speak to their complaints.
Chancellor's right here. Can you speak to it?
Yeah, I can speak to it, but the chancellor is not going to be at every session, and they know that. And I can say this. I think I can say this. Kevin will tell me if I can't say this. We have an extremely good offer on the table, and we want to come to terms with it.
One more.
Can I ask the Chancellor about, and I'm going to give you a little reprieve.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to go back kind of in the archives a bit. For a school to be this beautiful with modernizations, you have to move the children around. We know the kids and the parents at J.C. Knoll, another Ward 7 school, do not want a trailer to be erected in their playground. And DCPS seems like they're going to push through the plan despite admitting that they didn't reach out to the community. What do you say to those families, and what's the plan with J.C. Knoll, Drew, and possibly Andrews?
We're going to miss you. I just want you to know that. Great question. We have been in communication with the school community, as you know, throughout the summer. They recently received written correspondence from me. There'll be another meeting, I believe it's September 9th coming up, that we'll have with the Knoll school community. We've already committed to not have 3 schools as a part of that swing, so Andrews will identify another location. As you heard today, there could be some other swing opportunities coming up that we'll continue to explore. My commitment to that school community is that we'll look under every rock, explore every opportunity, and we welcome their feedback. And so we gave them a response to all of the locations and facilities they suggested, why they may or may not work, and we'll continue to open to other thoughts and ideas. But we don't want to delay the project also. So at the same time, we do know that we're under a timeline in which if there aren't any alternatives, we need to go forward with the current plan. But again, as I said earlier, it wouldn't include having 3 school swing, it would be 2.
Lessons learned in that process?
You know, there's been a lot of feedback on swing processes outside of just this one. So I think for us, it's starting the engagement earlier and offering communication as much as possible, but also recognize that it is not something that could be customized at the level that I think sometimes our school community is wanting. But as you can see from here today, what we are able to deliver on with DGS is phenomenal, right? And so you do have to have some discomfort for a period of time to produce the type of modernization that we have, and I think it's something we should be proud of.
All right, thanks
Chancellor,
everybody.
on the union negotiations.
You heard from me there.
Thanks everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.